Hello, wonderful people, viewers and subscribers all over the world. This is Okute Daily Talk bringing to you this mid-afternoon broadcast concerning the judiciary system in the zoo country called Nigeria. That is where we are going to take our broadcast this afternoon from. We are going to look into the ASUU, the Kanu, the Kanu's judiciary saga. The what do they call him? That the EFCC boss Bawa, Buhari, and the respect for the court and the rule of law. That is what we are going to look into this very afternoon. And please, I want you to listen attentively. You will learn a lot from this, and for you to know that we are not relenting on our struggle for the independence and the restoration of Biafra. So, in any way we are going to do it, our voice is being laid out there, so that we get to every hooks and crannies who cares to know and who cares to listen on what we are passing through in our country called Biafra land. So please, without not taking much of your time, tighten your seat belts and grab your popcorn and listen attentively. We are about to take off now. Let's go straight into the business of the day. ASUU, Kanu, Bawa, Buhari, and the respect for the court. Justice is represented with the symbol of a blindfolded lady bearing a set of balancing scales. She is not supposed to see those she judges, so that she will not be swayed by emotions. Whoever does not weigh well on the scales is punished. That is what the justice system in a democracy is supposed to be. It should not be vary according to who is involved. That is the problem we are having in the so-called mistaking of a country, Nigeria. However, the present Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, continued to show that his idea of justice is a lady with only one eye covered. Therefore, Buhari's lady justice dispenses justice depending on who is involved. Some incidents in the recent weeks have proved this again, and that is the simple truth. You are not far from the truth, my dear, and the writer. Azoka Omuka, you are not far from the truth. What you are saying is exactly the point, and that is what have happened in the recent weeks. For 7 months, the academic staff union of the universities was on strike because of a breakdown in discussion between the union and the federal government. Having used all the possible means to get the university lecturers to call off their strike without success, the federal government approached the National Industrial Court to order ASUU to call off its strike on September 21. The court ordered ASUU to call off its strike and resume teaching while discussing its issues with the federal government of Nigeria. Immediately, the interlocutory injunction was issued. Officials of the federal government began to preach to the ASUU about respect for the rule of law. Hey, wahala! ASUU said it would appeal the order, and it did not appeal. The argument of the agents of the Buhari regime was that once a court issues an order, it has to be obeyed first. Not even an appeal can make one not to obey the order. Only a ruling by a court of law with the requisite jurisdiction can overturn such a judgment, according to the Buhari advisors. On the other hand, the other Nigerians who love the rule of law advise ASUU to obey the court ruling so as not to lose the moral high ground. There is an argument made about the decision of a court of law. It is said that if a judge comes into the courtroom apparently drunk, staggering and reeking of alcohol, but makes a ruling on a case, that ruling stands and should be obeyed. It is not for anybody to decide not to obey the order because there is evidence that the judge made the pronouncement under the influence of alcohol. Even the president of the country was no legal right to take such a step that will amount to taking the law into his own hands. The only legal way to set aside that ruling is to appeal it by approaching a higher court of law. It is left for the judge to review the case and determine if the ruling of the lower court was wrong or right. Following that court ruling, ASUU heeded the advice, and the lecturers returned to the classrooms. The country's heaved a sigh of relief on the ASUU side. On October 13, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja discharged and acquitted the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, of terrorism charges. The court ruled that the Buhari administration breached Nigerian and international laws by the way it abducted Kanu from Kenya and brought him to Nigeria in 2021. The music from the Buhari regime changed. The argument and spin began. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami San, came up with the argument that the court only discharged Kanu but did not acquit him. The short and long of it was that the Buhari regime refused to release Kanu in contrast to the same way it advised ASUU to obey the court ruling first and appeal later. Kanu remained in detention while the federal government sought a court order to approve that Kanu be kept in detention. What a word. Hey, this is a country that wants to grow forward. This is a country that wants to move forward. This is a country that wants others to obey the rule of law or to obey the court order, but they cannot obey the same court order that they advise others to obey. What a word. It's just Nigeria is just a drama. This mistake of a country called Nigeria is nothing but a drama. It should be remembered that on 2 occasions, a group of Southeast elders visited Buhari and appealed to him to release Kanu, as to use it as a means to calm the nerves of the people of the Southeast region. Buhari made it clear to them that he was a Democrat who would not like to intervene in the work of the judiciary, another arm of government. He said the judiciary should be allowed to decide the matter. Ironically, when the judiciary eventually decided on the matter, Buhari did not keep his word. He found another excuse. He kept Kanu in detention while seeking an order from another court to endorse his continued detention. On October 28, the Court of Appeal Abuja Division granted an application for the stay of execution of the judgment of the Court of Appeal, pending the determination of the appeal filed before the Supreme Court by the federal government of Nigeria. What is obvious is, as many of us had predicted last year, is that Buhari will most likely keep Kanu in detention, no matter what any court of law rules, until he leaves office in May 2023. He may decide to release him some days before his exit from office. He may also decide to leave it to his successor to choose what to do with Kanu. That is what we are saying. That is what we are seeing at the moment. Coincidentally, Chief Mbazulike Amechi, Nigeria's first commissioner for aviation, the equivalent of today's minister, who led the delegation that visited Buhari to appeal for Kanu's release, died on November 1 at the age of 93. He was so infirm that he sat in a chair in a group of photograph Buhari took with the group after the visit. Amechi had told Buhari, "Enter a liar. I don't want to leave this planet without peace returning to my country. I believe in one big, united Nigeria, a force in Africa. Mr. President, I want you to be remembered as a person who saw Nigeria burning and you quenched the fire," according to Mbazulike before he died. Last week, another legal matter played out in an Abuja High Court ordered that the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Mr. Abdurrashid Bawa, be sent to prison for contempt of court. Different groups and individuals urged the Inspector General of Police to execute the order. The police high command said it was not aware of the order. Buhari was quiet about it. Chai, what a word. Buhari was quiet about it. Bawa said he would appeal the ruling. He promptly did, but he continued to stay in his home, doing his work while he waited for the court to give a ruling. On Friday, a court vacated the contempt proceedings that led to the conviction and the committal of Bawa to prison. When a court sentences regular Nigerians to jail, they are sent to jail straight away. From there, they can appeal to have their sentence quashed. But when a court sentences first-class citizens, like Bawa, to jail, they stay in their homes and get another court to quash the sentence. When the president of the country has the power to decide which court ruling to obey and which not to obey, democracy is suspended. And democracy in Nigeria have long dead. Nigeria is no more practicing democracy, rather than it's a government of the people by the people and also with the people. That is what they are practicing today. And that's exactly what is happening in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Democracy can be frustrating at times. People can watch someone who is known to be committed a crime freed by the court based on some technicalities or inability to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. It is also not impossible to indulge judges to give favorable judgments. However, that should not be a reason to use undemocratic means to prosecute a case that you know too well that this case is the committer of such offense supposed to be behind bars for almost all the days of his life. That is the problem we have in Nigeria, because those ones who keep the law is the one that is following the law. Almost all the whole politicians we have in Nigeria, if Nigeria system is working well, if they truly embrace the government of the United States of America, none of them will ever be out to see the surface of this earth. Most of them will even be convicted to die by hanging because of the atrocities they have committed in Nigeria, or they have committed in Nigeria. They have siphoned public funds from day one until the last day they leave this earth, and the judiciary system is there watching them. They can only probe them. Once they are being probed, they will the office that probed them, they will share whatever he have siphoned or have looted. 50-50, he take half, then the other offices take half, and that is the end of the case. That is why we keep on having a miscarriage in Nigerian system. They never do well, and the psychopaths we have in government house, or those ones who we have elected to lead the country, have not been doing anything at all. Sometimes I begin to wonder if these people ever have anything to do before they enter government house, because none of them is even ever ready to do any other thing other than jumping from one seat of government to the other, jumping from local to state, from state to federal, from federal back to state. That is how they keep jumping, siphoning public funds. They have seen where to get free money they have never worked for. Nigeria is a country whereby people who went to Senate or House of Assembly to represent their own constituency will even doze off, sleeping while the meeting is going on. And after the meeting, they will just share the Ghana must go, and he will take his own and go back home without not doing anything. Nothing, no any suffer, just only pen. You sign that you come to the meeting, you collect your Ghana must go and go back home. And the country keep on dilapidating, dying day in, day out. That is not the way forward. The only way forward to get this country back on track again, if you people can agree with me, get your PVC and vote out the old fools in the government house and let the young ones and the youth take over the affairs of the nation. I cannot see a reason why a 93 or a 90 years old man will be coming to lead Nigeria that want to move forward. Tell me how. What can he think of Nigeria? Whereby he's almost close to his grave. His lifespan on earth is completely finished. Even if he keep injecting himself with the fresh blood of a newborn baby until tomorrow, his brain can never be changed. If he tamper with his brain, he has become a robot. Then tell me, what is he going to lead to all those youths who in their productive age have nothing doing? Those ones who have graduated with first class, second class, and upper class, and lower class, and whatever it is, are the ones driving keke napep and okada riders in almost all the whole states in Nigeria. Nigeria, which way forward? That is the question, and I demand an answer. Please drop it at the comment section. Let's tackle it there, and whatever you drop, I will answer you. Despite all the promises he made when he was seeking the people's vote before 2015, Buhari has found it hard to fully shake off his military past. It is sad that with about 6 months to the end of his 8 years in office, that same challenge has remained. The danger in creating double standards on legal issues is that the leader passes the message that the law should not be respected. The people believe that they cannot get justice through the law courts. They therefore decide to take the law into their hands. Violence increases in society every day by day. That is why the law in Nigeria have long dead. Who will revive this country from where we found ourselves? That is the question we all need to ask ourselves. And we need answers, please. If you know the answer, please get to the comment section, drop your idea, drop your thoughts, drop whatever you think, how we can get this country right. Who are we going to vote? Because we don't want to depend on empty promises now. We want somebody who can make the country to work. That is what we are looking for. Not sycophants, not all these devils in human clothing that is parading themselves here and there, saying that they will do they will do that, they will do 1 million things. At the end of the day, they won't even do common 18. So let us put hands together to know who is ready and who has the interest of the masses at heart, who is going to really take this country out from where we find ourselves to a more elaborate level that will guarantee the safety of every human being or every health in the country, because the country has become a burial ground whereby people die in their hundreds, in their thousands on daily basis without no cause. You sleep in your house, you are not sure of waking up. You wake up in the morning, going out for your business, you are not even sure of coming back home. You are not even sure of those ones you left at home. While going out, you will come back and meet them. That is the country that we have found ourselves into at the moment. Our only prayer is that the Chukwuoke Biama will surely make a way for his children, which are the Biafrans, because we only depend on him for all our daily doings, for all our struggles, for the restoration and the independence of Biafra. That is where we stand. So please, wherever you are, anything you are doing to promote this struggle, I encourage you and I urge you to continue doing it. That Chukwuoke Biama must surely see us through. This is another letter we have just found out today that the INEC now is defending the All Progressive Alliance, or what they call All Progressive Congress candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that Tinubu is not under probe over US documents. INEC is the one that is now talking on behalf of Tinubu. That for you to see that every sector in this country have died long ago. What is the business between INEC and this issue now? They're supposed to be the one to prosecute this man, not defending him. Or they stay liberal, not for them to come out and begin to say that he's not under scrutiny, he's not under US probe, or whether he's under or not under. But the truth still remains that he had been indicted 30 years ago of all his narcotic dealings in the US when he was there. So let us be mindful of what we say on how we handle this issue, because it will really affect the Nigerian economy in the years to come. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Saturday distanced itself from a purported investigation of criminal forfeiture against the presidential candidate of All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The statement, which was allegedly signed by the INEC National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, said the electoral body was liaising with the Northern Illinois District Court in the United States of America to establish more facts about the case before taking a decision. The alleged statement, titled Certified True Copy of the Order of Criminal Forfeiture against APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the United States, claimed that the commission was liaising with the Northern Illinois District Court to establish more facts about the case before taking a decision, according to them. But in his reaction on Saturday, Okoye explained that the press release did not emanate from INEC, noting that it was the handwork of mischief makers. He therefore advised the public to ignore it, according to him. He said his statement read in parts: A press release purported to have been issued by the commission has been trending online since Friday, November 11, 2022. It claimed that the commission has commenced an investigation into a case of criminal forfeiture against one of the presidential candidates in the forthcoming general election, and is liaising with a court in the United States of America in pursuit of the same to determine a possible violation of our guidelines or the Electoral Act of 2022. We wish to state categorically that the said press release did not emanate from the Commission, nor is it pursuing the purported course of action. It is the handwork of mischief makers and utterly fake. Press releases from the Commission are uploaded to the INEC Press Corps platform and simultaneously disseminated through our website and officially social media handles, according to him. So that is all you people need to know about what he is saying about the current situation, current probing of the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who have vowed to destroy Nigeria, who have vowed to put Nigeria in the list of the more corrupted nations and laundering money with other illicit dealings that they are doing in the government house. So I not see the reason why and how is it possible for a man who has a questionable character to rule a country. Somebody who has siphoned the whole Lagos state to be under his arm. His wife is a senator, his wife is a pastor, his wife is also among the decision makers in the Lagos government. His first son is the owner of all the whole toll gates in the Lagos state. His daughter is the Oju Kini, what did they call herself, of Lagos state. She is in charge of almost all the whole billboard in the Lagos, no matter how big, no matter how small. Do you know how much the people generate on daily basis? Do you know how much they generate? She is in charge of it. And he himself is the one who decides who rule Lagos from the state down to every small office in the state, because the revenue is under his control. And that is same person is what you people want to bring in to be a Nigerian president. The only man on the day of election 2019, a bullion van that's supposed to convey money for banks and the government is conveying money for him, entering into his house in Lagos. Till today, that matter has been swept under the carpet. Let such a thing happen in the eastern region. You will see that almost every forces, even they will even import forces from US, UK, and the rest of the allies to come and fight to know what is inside that bullion van. Nigeria is a failed nation, and I don't think Nigeria will work again. The only way for this country to be at peace is divide this country, let everybody go their way, or let them do this. Let them go back to regional government. Restructuring is the way forward. If not, I'm not sure that Nigeria will work again. I am not sure. That one I can tell you. I am not sure that Nigeria will work again. Here the impostor we install in Anambra State as a governor. But he turned back to let the people that installed him that they don't know what they are doing, that is the worst mistake that can ever make in life. He said, what he's saying, he said, 4 major things Igbo should ask for in 2023 instead of presidency. Soludo, because you're not the one contesting. That is, you will be paid on your own coin. After your first tenure, let me see how you enter the second tenure. Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo has hinted that the agitation for the Igbo presidency may not be possible in 2023. According to him, though he wishes one of the Igbo candidates seeking the presidency in 2023 emerging victorious at the polls, stark realities on the ground indicate otherwise. According to the governor, rather than focus on the 2023 presidency, Igbos in the country can strategize and bargain, especially with the two candidates likely to be president, on at least 4 central issues, while leaders of the region start charting a pragmatic future for Ndi Igbo in Nigeria after the elections. Soludo said that the release of the detained Biafra agitator Nnamdi Kanu, actualization of Southeast economic transformation agenda promised after the civil war, restructuring of Nigeria, and full participation of the Ndi Igbo in governance and politics are some of the things the Igbo should pursue. Anambra Governor, in a statement on Monday, advised that Ndi Igbo should strategize and bargain, especially with the two candidates likely to be president, on at least 4 central issues. So you have discounted your own brother, your own elder statesman. You have discounted him. He is nowhere to be found. It's all right. You are doing well. Oh. 2. A lasting peace and security in the southeast, including the release and engagement with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. B. Southeast economic transformation agenda and the federal government's Marshall Plan for the Southeast as promised since the end of the Civil War, the post-war reconstruction. We appreciate the second Niger Bridge and recent contract for MTN to reconstruct the Onitsha-Enugu Expressway, but the rail lines to the 5 state capitals, speedy access to the sea, highways linking southeast to the north and south-south, addressing our essential trade as Gully Erosion's capital of Africa, free trade and export processing zones, etc. C. Restructuring agenda for Nigeria that devolves powers and resources to the subnational entities, and in which it would no longer matter where the president comes from. So this is the Igbo that will have to say about this one. I am talking to the whole Nigerians. So you are a disgrace to the whole Igbo land. D. Leveling the playing field for the unleashing of the private sector and the full participation of Igbo in the economic and the governance space, etc., etc. That is what Chalem Bafo is talking, saying about the Igbo, that they should not be looking towards the presidency, that they are not going to get presidency. You said it with your mouth. And I'm very, very sure if Igbo presidency emerge tomorrow, you will not be that place you are, because you are going to be chased out of office for all your wrongdoings. You have not been doing well. You have not been representing the Igbos at large. You have used the office they gave to you and be making mess, making jest of others. I mean, committing blunders. But nevertheless, you will surely reap what you sow. That is my promise to you. So my dear people of Biafra, the lovers of freedom and the lovers of mankind, the Nigeria at large, those ones who have been out there listening and supporting this ministry, continue your good work, and may the Almighty God bless you. Amen. So I'm going to end this broadcast here because I still have a lot. I always tell you, my listener, that what I always do is that to make my broadcast a very brief one, so that it will not be itchy to the ear that is hearing it. Until I come your way again, please subscribe to my channel and like my contents. I'm going to see you again. Bye for now. Okay,